7th Premier of New South Wales.
Ready to take his place in history.
I, Christopher John Minns, do swear that I will perform the functions and duties of Premier.
Chris Minns has been sworn in as the state's 47th Premier, alongside his senior ministers. An interim government has now been established, ahead of a full front bench being installed.
We know there's a huge responsibility on our shoulders and work starts today.
It started by the new ministers meeting with their department heads, and a new task force has been announced aimed at decreasing surgery waiting lists.
And whether there's initiatives and policies that we can implement here in New South Wales so that we can get particularly those waiting longer than clinically recommended as low as possible.
The result is far from finalised, and Labor is still short of majority. As Gareth Ward inches closer to reclaiming his seat of Kiama, he faced court where he entered not guilty pleas to historic sexual abuse charges.
I'm looking forward to not just winning this case, but winning the election as well.
The Liberal-turned-independent was suspended from the last Parliament while he awaits trial. Mr Minns wouldn't be drawn on reinstating the suspension, but was clear on Mr Ward's role as a potential crossbench collaborator.
We're not going to negotiate with him at all. I want to wait and see what the outcome of the ballot is.
The Greens have reason to celebrate, but it was a close call in Balmain.
Congratulations, well done.
They've had their 3 positions returned on the crossbench in the lower house, despite the retirement of Jamie Parker. And the Greens are being prescriptive about their place in Parliament.
We've made it clear that we're going to push that agenda forward, and with the numbers as tight as they are, I think it's really important to recognise that these are things that the Parliament will need to deal with.
It's a different approach to 3 independents yesterday who agreed to provide confidence and supply. So there's no question about Labor's ability to govern, and Chris Minns is adamant no deals have been done or will be done. He remains hopeful, at least publicly, that Labor can get to majority. But if it doesn't, it faces the prospect of having to compromise to get its legislation through Parliament. Ashley Raper, ABC News, Sydney.
So let's break down the latest count. Here's ABC election analyst Antony Green.
Today's counting clarified the position in several electorates. We've given Oatley and Miranda to the Liberal Party. We've also declared Rory Amon as the winner in Pittwater against the Teal independent Jackie Scrooby. There's been a significant swing. Liberals are only on 50.8, but it's against an independent. They do poorly with absence and postal votes, so we expect Rory Amon will win. The other seat of huge interest today has been Gareth Ward's turnaround in Kiama. He did very well with the Nowra Early Voting Centre, and we now have him ahead and quite possibly could go on to win that seat. So it's been quite a turnaround in those figures today. Now, if we go back and have a look at the chamber and see the overall position of the new parliament, is what we're seeing is the Labor Party is still stuck on 45. You need 47 for majority. They still can't get there to that 47. 32 for the coalition, 11 on the crossbench. And if we look at the seats which are in doubt at the end of today's counting, we have 5 on the list. One of them is called Kiama, although that may be decided tomorrow. But Labor is now only ahead in 1 seat. It was 4 on Sunday, 2 yesterday, now only 1. Labor has fallen further behind in Goulburn, Holsworthy and Terrigal. So at this stage, it's hard to see where the extra seats are going to come from for Labor to reach a majority.